Investiture of the Gods, Chapter 14.
So we start with Nizar in, well, a pretty bad start.
Yeah, not great. After a previous, let's call it an incident.
Right. The text hints at it with Seychelles suggesting some unusual way he came back from death before, but now his spirit is described as Duyo.
Which sounds poetic, but it basically means his soul is completely lost, just drifting, aimless.
So not just dead, but like unanchored. What's the significance of that in this kind of ancient worldview?
It's a state of extreme vulnerability, almost non-being, you could say. In traditional thought, having your soul just wandering like that, without a place to rest, it's unnatural. It's deeply distressing.
Okay.
It means you're cut off from the proper cycle of existence. And for someone like Nuja, who has this, grand destiny, being struck in limbo isn't just inconvenient, it's an existential crisis.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to resolve this to fulfill his purpose.
Right. So enter his master, the immortal Tai Zenrin. He's not just going to leave Nija floating around.
No, definitely not. Tai Senrin gives him a very specific task.
He tells Nija, appear to your mother, Lady Yin, in a dream. And the instruction is super clear. Lady Yin has to build him a temple.
Yep, on Kuiping Mountain, which is what, 40 li from Shentan Pass?
Yeah.
About 20 kilometers or so.
And this temple is crucial. Nizar has to receive incense offerings there for 3 years straight. That's presented as the way for him to regain a physical form.
And also to fulfill his destiny, which is stated as Uputh, to assist the true lord, the rightful ruler.
So this is much more than just like honoring his memory. It sounds almost transactional, like spiritual engineering.
That's a great way to put it. It really highlights this dynamic reciprocal thing going on between the mortal and immortal realms in ancient Chinese thought.
Reciprocal how?
The incense, the Yizang, it isn't just symbolic. It's seen as actual potent energy, spiritual sustenance almost. For a spirit like Neza, without a body getting that constant veneration, that burning incense, it provides the life force he needs to literally reconstruct himself.
Wow. Okay. So Lady Yin isn't just mourning. She's being asked to actively participate in his rebirth, his spiritual comeback.
Exactly. She's the conduit for his reestablishment and for him getting back on track with his divine purpose. It's a really intimate and critical connection, much more direct than, say, just prayer in a modern Western sense might imply.
Got it. So Neja does as he's told. He appears in his mother's dreams, talks about his soul having no place to rest, and begs her for this temple.
And the text says Lady Yin wakes up crying. She's clearly affected, distressed by this.
But then, boom, friction. Enter Dad, Li Jing.
Jig. Yeah.
He completely dismisses her dreams, calls it just imagination, Dreams follow what you're thinking about, basically saying she's just upset about their troublesome son.
And he's not just dismissive, he's angry. He says, Neja, he's harmed us greatly.
Yeah. That really sets up the core conflict right there, doesn't it? You've got the divine mandate on one side, and Li Jing's very earthly, very frustrated perspective on the other.
It absolutely does. Li Jing's reaction makes perfect sense from his point of view. He's a military commander concerned with order, reputation.
Right.
And this idea, dreams follow the heart's thoughts. It's a common way of seeing dreams as just, psychological echoes, not divine messages.
So he strips them of any real meaning.
Exactly. For Li Jing, Neza was already a huge problem in life, defying the Dragon King, causing all sorts of trouble for the family and the region. So seeing him continue to cause problems, even as a spirit, well, he's furious.
He just sees a continued burden.
Yeah. He can't grasp the higher spiritual stakes involved here. It shows that tension between the human, bureaucratic world and the intrusions of the divine.
But Neza, true to form, doesn't give up easily.
Not at all.
For 5 to 7 days straight, his spirit keeps appearing in Lady Yin's dreams, and he amps it up. He goes from pleading to basically threatening her.
Yeah, he says if the temple isn't built, I'll disturb your entire household, make everyone miserable.
Persistent even as a ghost.
It really shows that indomitable will, that legendary stubbornness Neza is known for.
So Lady Yin is stuck. Her angry husband on one side, her demanding supernatural son on the other.
A really tough spot. But eventually she makes a move. A pretty bold one, actually.
She goes behind Li Jing's back.
Yep. Secretly gets some trusted people together, gives them silver, and remarkably, within about a month, the temple to Neja is built on Kuiping Mountain.
Wow, that was fast.
And they install a statue of Neza. And the result is, well, it's immediate.
It's a smash hit. The text says Nizanse, he manifests divine power right away.
And the description is amazing. 1,000 prayers get 1,000 answers. 10,000 pleas get 10,000 responses.
Basically, it works.
Yeah.
Miracles are happening.
Totally. People start flocking there. The text says ants, like ants, crowds coming to seek blessings, protection from disaster.
So the temple becomes instantly famous, wildly popular. Worship continues for over half a year. This popular reaction, it feels important. It's not just a side detail, is it?
No, it's crucial. It tells you something really fundamental about how divine power works in this world. It's not just handed down from on high. It's actually sustained and even amplified by human devotion.
Ah, interesting. So the belief itself fuels the power.
Exactly. It's this dynamic energy exchange. The spirit world, in a way, needs mortal faith and reverence to gain strength and manifest power. And mortals, of course, seek help from the divine.
So the lines are really blurred.
Very much so. Popular belief directly feeding a deity's influence. It's potent. And it gives Neja this whole new kind of legitimacy, one that directly challenges his father's dismissal.
But, this peaceful scene can't last, right? Enter Li Jing again.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
He's on campaign with his army, happens to be near Kuiping Mountain.
And he sees these huge crowds. The text describes them again. Eerie, old people, kids, men, women, all heading up the mountain like ants.
He's curious, obviously. Asks what's going on.
And someone tells him, oh, there's a divine being showing great power here.
And then comes the reveal.
Someone tells him it's Niza's temple.
And Li Jing just explodes. Absolute fury.
Why such an extreme reaction? Is it just about his son?
It's more than just fatherly anger, though that's part of it. From his perspective, as a high-ranking military guy, a local god popping up without any official, imperial approval.
Ah, the bureaucracy.
Exactly. And especially one connected to his troublemaker son. That's a huge political risk for him.
How so?
He sees it as undermining the established order. And he's terrified some corrupt official maybe, will accuse him of basically associating with illicit or evil spirits.
Which could ruin his career.
Totally. Wipe out years of service. His fear of the political fallout, the emperor's displeasure, it's very real in that context.
So he doesn't just get angry, he takes action, violent action.
Oh, yeah. He storms into the temple, starts yelling insults at the statue, calling Niza a beast, an animal. He shouts, "You caused trouble for your parents when you were alive, and now you're fooling the people after death."
And then he physically attacks the statue.
With his whip, his one, smashes the golden statue of Niza, kicks down the statues of the ghost judges next to it.
Total desecration.
And then orders the entire temple burned to the ground, burns it all down, and explicitly tells people, don't worship here anymore. It's a very public, very forceful rejection of Niza's entire claim to divinity.
And then he goes home to confront Lady Yin.
You bet. He blames her completely for the temple, for Niza's actions, and he repeats his fear of the political consequences, how this could undo everything he's worked for.
So it really highlights the clash. Li Jing is all about earthly reputation, his duty to the court.
Exactly. While completely ignoring, or maybe denying, the spiritual reality that allowed Niza to even manifest there, he's stuck in the human order of things.
Okay, so meanwhile, Niza himself wasn't actually in the temple when this happened.
No, the text says he was out of body at the time. He returns to find just destruction.
The mountain is described as Tisha, red with fire, scorched earth.
And his two ghost judges are there, weeping. Neja is understandably devastated and furious.
He questions Li Jing's actions, right? Yeah. Especially because of something that happened earlier.
Yes, this is critical. He brings up the fact that he believes he already severed their connection by age, literally returning his bones and flesh to his parents.
Okay, we need to unpack that. He literally returned his body parts. What does that mean?
It refers to a previous incredibly dramatic event where Neja essentially committed suicide in a ritualistic way, cutting open his stomach, carving out his intestines, handing back his bones to repay the debt of life he owed his parents. It was an extreme act to absolve them of responsibility for his actions, particularly against the Dragon King.
Whoa, okay. So in Neja's mind, that act fundamentally changed their relationship.
Precisely. He believes that by returning the physical substance they gave him, he has fulfilled the ultimate act of filial repayment, and is therefore no longer bound by the traditional duties and constraints of being their son.
So Li Jing destroying a temple isn't just cruel, it's illegitimate in Neza's eyes.
Exactly, because the physical link, the basis for Li Jing's parental authority over him, has already been returned. And Tai Zenren actually confirms this.
His master backs him up.
He does. Neza goes back to his master on Qianwan Mountain, explains what happened. And Tai agrees Li Jing overstepped. He says since Neza already performed that ultimate act of returning his body, Li Jing had no right, no moral or cosmic right, to destroy his path back to getting a spiritual body.
Because without the incense...
Without the incense, Tai says Neza can't form a body. So Li Jing didn't just destroy a temple. He actively tried to prevent Neza's spiritual reconstitution.
Okay, this sets up a kind of cosmic justice angle. Li Jing's earthly power versus a higher divine order.
You got it. And Tai Zenren decides it's time for some serious divine intervention, a truly unique solution.
This is the lotus rebirth part, right?
Yes. He tells his attendant, Jinxia Tonger, to go get 2 lotus flowers and 3 lotus leaves from the 5 lotus pond.
Why lotus? Is that significant?
Hugely significant. The lotus flower, growing pure and beautiful out of muddy water, is a powerful symbol in Chinese culture. Buddhism, Taoism, it represents purity, rebirth, spiritual enlightenment, detachment from the world.
So using lotus isn't just random magic, it's deeply symbolic.
Absolutely, it's a statement. Tai then performs this intricate ritual. He lays out the petals to represent 2 of the 3 talents, heaven, earth, and man. It's like aligning Neza with the cosmos.
Wow.
He breaks the stems to form 300 joints, like bones, places a golden elixir pill, concentrated power in the center, uses the primordial cosmic principles, and a technique involving circulating energy 9 times.
This sounds incredibly complex.
It is. It's a fundamental recreation. Then he takes Neza's soul and pushes it into this lotus structure he's built.
And then?
With a powerful shout from Tai Zenren, Neza is reborn. He springs forth.
And he looks different now.
Completely. The description is really vivid. Mora u su su su, face like smooth powder, lips red like cinnabar, eyes shining with spirit. And he's 16 feet tall.
16 feet. Okay, so definitely not human standard anymore. This is his lotus incarnation.
Right. It signifies a totally new existence.
Yeah.
Born from pure spiritual power, symbolized by the lotus, he's detached from his previous human life, his old karmic debts.
Especially the debt to his parents, because he's no longer made of their flesh and bone.
Exactly. He's been reconstituted by divine will, using cosmic elements. It grants him a kind of ultimate purity and spiritual autonomy. He's ready for his divine mission now.
And what's the very first thing this newly reborn 16-foot-tall lotus Neza says or does?
No hesitation. He immediately declares his intention. Revenge against Li Jing. Ho-hai. This hatred cannot possibly be settled.
Wow. So this new power comes with an immediate burning sense of purpose, and now it feels divinely justified.
You could definitely argue that. And Tai Zenren equips him for it, gives him a whole arsenal of divine weapons.
Okay, what does he get?
First, he teaches him how to use the fire-pointed spear, a seriously powerful weapon.
Iconic.
Then the really famous items, the windfire wheels for his feet.
Which let him travel incredibly fast, right?
Like lightning, the text says, flying clouds and streaking lightning. He also gets secret talismans and spells.
And there's more in a bag.
Yep, the leopard skin bag. Inside are 3 more legendary artifacts. The cosmic armillary ring, the Tiseze, the heavenly silk ribbon, and a golden brick.
Okay, he is seriously kitted out now. These aren't just weapons, they're symbols of immense divine power.
Absolutely. Each one has specific abilities. He's basically transformed into an unstoppable divine warrior.
Ready to enact some cosmic justice on his dad.
That's the setup. It completely flips the script on traditional loyalties.
So, Nezha, fully armed, riding his windfire wheels, where does he go first?
Straight to Chentang Pass. No messing around. He arrives, spear in hand, and demands to see Li Jing.
How does Li Jing react? Does he even know what's coming?
Well, his soldiers report that the Dema, the 3rd young master, has arrived, but he looks different and has these strange powers. Li Jing is initially just dismissive, incredulous.
Still stuck in his old mindset.
Totally. He says something like, how can a dead person possibly be reborn? He literally can't comprehend it.
Until he sees him.
Right. When Li Jing actually sees this new, imposing figure of Neza, he's shocked.
And Azal lays it out immediately.
Doesn't mince words at all. He basically says, look, I already returned my body to you. We have no connection anymore.
Right, though. And then declares he's here for revenge for the temple destruction.
Yep. And the fight is on. Halberd versus spear. It's not just a fight, though. It's this clash of worldviews, isn't it? Earthly authority versus divine mandate.
And how does the fight go?
It's completely one-sided. Neza's new lotus body has Shadhar limitless strength. Li Jing is just overwhelmed. The text says Li Jing his horse rears and throws him off. He's strength gone, muscles failing, sweating profusely. Neza is just way too powerful.
So Li Jing has to run.
He does. He uses a Taoist escape technique, earth escape, basically burrowing through the ground to get away.
Does that work? Does it stop Neza?
Not a chance. Neza basically scoffs at it, calls these five-element techniques, just common Taoist tricks. Nothing special.
And the windfire wheels are faster anyway.
Way faster than Li Jing on his horse, or even using basic escape magic. Neza stays right on his tail, yelling, I swear I won't go back until I've killed you.
Man, Li Jing must be absolutely terrified.
Completely desperate. He's running for his life, and the text says he actually considers suicide. Just to avoid the shame and this relentless pursuit from Neza, this grievance or karmic retribution.
He's lamenting his fate, thinking it must be bad karma he brought on himself.
It's a total role reversal. The powerful father fleeing in terror from the son he wronged.
But just when Neza is about to catch him, someone else shows up.
Yes. Suddenly they're singing. And it's Muzha, Li Jing's second son, Neza's brother.
Oh, another family member enters the fray.
And Muzha is also a disciple of a powerful immortal, Puxin Zenrin. He sees his father fleeing, recognizes Neza attacking.
And he steps in.
He does. He confronts Neza, calls him evil spawn, a karmic disaster for attacking their father.
And then he says something really significant, doesn't he?
He lays down the law, basically. In Eliad, in all the world, there are no parents who are in the wrong.
Wow, that's not just defending his dad. That's like a core principle being stated.
It absolutely is. He's invoking Shao, filial piety, which in classical Chinese ethics was arguably the most fundamental virtue. Absolute respect, obedience, reverence for parents.
So Muzha is upholding the traditional order.
Exactly. He's saying, what you're doing, Neja, is fundamentally wrong according to our deepest values. It makes Neja's actions seem even more radical, challenging not just his father, but the entire social and moral framework.
How does Neja respond to that, to the ultimate respect your parents argument?
He completely rejects it, vehemently. He throws Muzha's argument back by reminding him about the self-dismemberment. I cut open my belly, carved out my guts. I returned my body.
So he uses that again as his justification.
Yes. He says, he's Daisai Fuck. I have no connection to him anymore, so what parental feeling or duty is left? He's basically claiming, I paid my dues. That rule doesn't apply to me anymore.
It's like he found a metaphysical loophole in filial piety.
That's a fascinating way to put it. He's making a radical argument that his unique, divinely ratified actions, returning his body, being reborn by Lotus, have severed those natural bonds and the obligations that come with them.
So Muzha attacks him. Brother versus brother.
Yeah, Muzha draws his sword, but Neja is worried Li Jing will get away while they fight.
He's still laser-focused on his father.
Totally. So he deals with Muzha quickly, uses that golden brick tie he gave him, hits Muzha with it, and knocks him down.
Ouch. Takes out his own brother.
Doesn't seem to faze him much. He immediately takes off after Li Jing again.
And Li Jing is still running desperately.
Oh, yeah. Described like a, hey, a bird lost from the forest, a fish escaped from the net, completely panicked, thinking about ending it all himself to escape this karmic reckoning.
He's on the verge of taking his own life. It's that desperate. And this isn't just some minor family tiff. His despair comes from this furious ongoing conflict with Neza. Specifically, it mentions the Kui Pingshan incident. That seems to be the root cause of Neza's, relentless pursuit.
It really highlights the severity, doesn't it? I mean, for a father to reach that point, to consider ending his life rather than face his son, it speaks volumes about the level of discord. Later the text uses this term Kanshen and Shangshen stars to describe them.
Oh, right. What does that signify?
They're stars that are never visible in the sky at the same time. So it's this powerful metaphor saying they simply cannot coexist peacefully. It sets the stage for, some pretty dramatic intervention.
And right on cue, just as Li Jing is at his lowest, intervention arrives. This voice cuts through, "Li General, do not touch it, the poor Taoist comes." And it's an immortal, Wen Shu Guangfa Tianzhen, from Wulong Mountain. He appears with this really kind of cryptic but beautiful song.
Yes, the one about the willows and flowers. Ealthenia, which translates to, wild breezes sweep the willows, pond surfaces float with flowers. Where do I make my home? Deep in the white clouds, that's where. It's very poetic.
It immediately signals his status, right? Detached, serene, almost otherworldly. Even though he's stepping right into this incredibly messy, violent family feud, he tells Li Jing, get in the cave, I'll handle your son.
So not a random encounter then.
Almost certainly not. It feels very deliberate, like a piece being moved on the board.
And speaking of pieces, here comes Neza, living up to his reputation, naturally. The text describes him as brave, spirited, proud, imposing. You get the picture. He arrives on his head in the windfire wheels, whirring spear in hand. He's basically a whirlwind of rage.
Pure, unbridled fury.
And he immediately demands Li Jing, doesn't even hesitate. He threatens Wen Shu directly, saying if Li Jing gets away, Wen Shu will basically take 3 spear thrusts for him. It's classic Neze, isn't it? Fiery, impulsive, incredibly confident in his own power. He even announces himself, with this grand declaration. I am Neza, disciple of Tai Zenren. You must not underestimate me.
Oh, wow.
Talk about arrogance.
He's broadcasting his lineage, his power. It's a challenge as much as an introduction. He thinks he's untouchable.
But Wen Shu, he seems completely unimpressed. His response is almost, dismissive. He said something like, never heard of a disciple of Tai Zenren named Neza.
Yeah, basically feigning ignorance.
And then he warns Neza about acting wildly, causing trouble here, and even threatens him. So he'll end up suspended in a peach orchard for 3 years and get 200 whacks with a flat staff.
Oh, Wen Shu knows exactly who he is. He's testing him, provoking him, highlighting Neza's lack of respect, his immaturity. It's all calculated to push Neza into attacking. Which, of course, Neza does. He goes right for him. But Wen Shu, he shuts him down fast, uses this magical artifact, the Anna Dunlong Zwang, also called the Puancher, the 7-treasure golden lotus.
A powerful artifact.
And the description is amazing. Wind rose from all directions, clouds and fog obscured the sky, scattering earth and raising dust. Neza gets totally trapped. Gold rings around his neck, legs bound to a pillar. He's left dizzy and disoriented, unable to tell north from south or east from west, completely neutralized.
Total humiliation. Absolute shutdown. And then it gets worse for Neza. Wen Shu calls his own disciple, Jinza, to beat Neza with a flat staff.
Ouch.
And the impact is described as so severe that Samadhi true fire erupts from all 7 of Neza's orifices. Now, this isn't just physical pain, the Samadhi fire. That's an internal spiritual fire in Taoist practice.
So it's like attacking his very essence.
Exactly. It signifies this profound disruption, maybe a forced purification, burning away that wildness. But it's brutal. It really makes you pause and think, is this divine justice? Or is it just raw power-forcing compliance, a demonstration?
That's heavy. Such a painful lesson. And just when you think it can't get more complicated, who shows up? Neza's own master, Tai Zenren.
Right on cue.
He appears looking every bit the immortal sage. Wide sleeves, loose robes, silk sash, hemp sandals. But here's the kicker. Neza is literally crying out, Day! Master, please save your disciple. And Tai Zenren just walks past him, ignores him, and goes straight into the cave to greet Wen Shu.
Yeah, that's the big reveal, isn't it? The real aha moment. Because inside, Tai explains everything to Wen Shu. He says, Shu pu fo sen.
Okay, break that down for us.
Okay, break that down for us. He's saying, essentially, because his killing karma was too heavy, referring to Neza's past violent actions, like with the Dragon King. I sent him here specifically to grind his true nature. Who knew he'd actually end up offending you, Tianzong?
Wait, so Tai sent him there? This whole beating was planned?
Precisely. It wasn't random misfortune. It was a deliberate trial designed by his own master. That phrase, grind his true nature, that's the whole point. It's meant to be a painful tempering process to make him fit for some larger purpose.
Wow. Okay, so this whole spectacle, the humiliation, the pain, it was all orchestrated. Neze is eventually let go, and Tai makes him bow to Wen Shu, acknowledge him as a senior. And Neze's response is just dripping with sarcasm, right? He says, thanks for the beating. Yeah, you can practically hear the eye roll. It's pure teenage rebellion wrapped in forced compliance. He's obeying his master, but there's zero genuine change of heart there. None at all. And then Tai brings Li Jing forward, tries to mediate. He actually tells Li Jing regarding the Kli Pingsha incident, you should not have been so narrow-minded, thus causing this discord.
Which is interesting. It acknowledges Li Jing shares some blame in this whole father-son mess. It wasn't all Neja.
Right. So Tai tells Li Jing to leave first, and Neja, face red with anger, basically wishing he could swallow Li Jing whole. But he keeps it in check because his master's right there. Seems like maybe, just maybe, it worked.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But no. Tai then tells Neza, okay, go back to your cave, look after the place, and this is reaction.
His heart bloomed with joy.
Okay, but why?
Not because he's happy to go home. The moment he's supposedly dismissed, he gets back on his windfire wheels and zoom. He's chasing Li Jing again, shouting, oh, Li Jing, don't run, I'm coming!
Unbelievable. So the grinding, the beating, it didn't stick at all. Not internally, no. The resentment is still burning just as hot. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If even that kind of direct, painful intervention by a powerful master doesn't change someone's core feelings, can genuine change ever really be forced from the outside? Or does it have to come from within?
That's a huge question, and it sets us up perfectly for the next phase because Li Jing is, once again, completely desperate.
Back to square one. The text says, Hoko Aten. No road to heaven, no door to earth. He's trapped, hunted by his own son, probably feeling totally abandoned by the immortal who let him go earlier.
His despair is just. You can feel it. It really emphasizes how relentless Neja's vendetta is. Seems like nothing can stop him.
Almost nothing.
Because then another immortal pops up. This time it's Randing Taoist from Lingji Mountain. He offers Li Jing protection, but then he does something really, really unexpected.
Yes, this part is quite something.
Neja arrives, obviously still furious, and Randing Taoist tells Li Jing to fight him. Just fight your super-powered, rage-fueled son.
And Li Jing is, understandably, like, are you kidding me? He protests. Yay, master, this animal is immensely powerful. I can't possibly beat him.
Yeah, no kidding. But Randing has a plan. His method of encouragement is pretty wild. He spits on Li Jing and spits on Li Jing and slaps him hard on the back, and suddenly Li Jing has the strength to fight.
It's another deliberate move by an immortal, but this time empowering the weaker party. It's not about a fair fight. It's about engineering a specific outcome. Divine intervention, quite literally giving him a power-up.
And they go at it, father versus son, for 50 to 60 rounds. Neja is apparently shocked by his dad's sudden strength and figures out Randing must be involved.
And true to form, Neja doesn't just keep fighting Li Jing. He decides to take out the source of the problem. He tries a trick, leaps out of the fight, and goes straight for Randing Taoist with his spear.
Bold move. How does that work out for him?
Not well. Randing's defense is incredibly nonchalant. He just opens his mouth and poof! Ooh! A white lotus flower appears and just catches the spear tip.
Wow. Effortless.
Exactly. It completely deflates Nez's attack and showcases Randing's immense power. He didn't even flinch.
So Randing is clearly annoyed now, and he pulls out the big guns, the exquisite pagoda. It descends and just traps Neza inside.
Yep, envelops him completely.
Then Randing claps his hands on the pagoda, and a fire erupts inside, burning Neza. He's screaming for mercy, and Randing keeps asking him over and over, do you acknowledge Li Jing as your father, forcing him to agree?
But here's the really interesting part. After all that burning, when the pagoda is lifted, he's not physically burnt at all.
So what was burning then?
It seems to be a spiritual burning. A pressure on his will, his spirit, rather than his body. It's coercion, pure and simple. The text is very clear. Randing forces Neza to bow, call Li Jing father, and threatens to light the pagoda up again if he refuses.
And Neza caves.
He complies externally. But internally, his heart was truly unconvinced. He's secretly gnashing his teeth. He even vows to himself that Li Jing will basically need this Taoist around forever for protection.
So still not a real change of heart, just forced obedience.
Exactly. Which raises that question again. Can you burn loyalty into someone? Or does that kind of forced submission just breed deeper resentment? When does this divine tough love become outright control?
Especially because the story doesn't end there. Randing then secretly gives the pagoda the cha to Li Jing. teaches him how to use it to control Neza if he steps out of line again.
It's a weapon of control, ensuring Neza's compliance moving forward. It basically locks in that forced reconciliation.
Making it permanent whether Neza likes it or not.
And this ties directly into the larger divine plan. Randing then reveals the future. Neza and Li Jing will eventually become harmonious officials, serving side by side, assisting a wise ruler, and achieving their righteous destiny, basically becoming saints or high-ranking deities together.
So it was all preordained anyway. Their future harmony is fated, even if it starts like this.
It seems so. All these harsh interventions were just steps along that predetermined path, ensuring they fulfill their roles in the grand cosmic scheme, the whole investiture of the gods. Individual feelings are secondary.
And Li Jing, who isn't an immortal yet, gets his own instructions. Randing tells him to basically go into hiding, hide out in the valleys, forget fame and fortune for a while.
Right, lie low and wait for the right cosmic timing specifically. Wait for King Wu's campaign against the Shang dynasty, which is the central conflict of the novel. Then he can emerge and achieve merit and establish his career.
Everything is timed, everything is planned. The story even explicitly states again that Randing stepping in was all part of Taiyi Zenrin's bigger strategy to make Neza submit to his father.
And it's this whole ordeal, and specifically receiving the pagoda, that cements Li Jing's future identity. This is how he becomes known as the pagoda-bearing heavenly king. The tool of control becomes his defining symbol.
There's even a poem at the end summarizing it, right?
Yes, highlighting Randing's role, which is like, golden exquisite pagoda, its light pierces the heavens. If not for Randing's magic, heaven itself commanded this father and son to reunite. It really hammers home that heaven commanded part.
Absolutely. It frames the whole thing not just as immortal meddling, but as fulfilling a celestial mandate. Destiny, whether you like it or not.